Sorry? Whoa, what did you just come in? Sorry, can I have this lady arrested? She just called me a I've got it on video. Can you arrest her? A public order, just called me a You just called me a Sorry, can you take her away? Sorry, can you take her? You can't call people that. You cannot call people that. You can't call people that. Yeah, you can't call people that. No. Yeah, I've got it on video. Yeah. I've got it on video, her saying it right to my face, so it's a public order offense. I hope she gets arrested. I don't know what happened there.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a public order offense. Oh, no. And that is the face of somebody that never had any consequence in their life. Look at that finger. It's a cool picture.
Investigators now trying to determine whether roof access had been properly locked down. The shooter climbing up seemingly unimpeded, about 400 feet from the stage, with a direct line of sight on the former president.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof.
Putting your life on the line to take out the terrorist and a mad gunman, a slightly sloped roof. And it's not that I'm joking, it's just that the way you say it, it feels like they're joking at us.
Who is most responsible for this happening?
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service.
Lady, can you please resign? Nope, unacceptable.
The Secret Service director has been given instructions from the administration and the DHS secretary. If you want to keep your job, you'll keep your mouth shut about this.
I mean, they saw the guys acting suspiciously almost 30 minutes before the shooting. Okay. But there's more. They actually see him use a rangefinder. 3 hours before they thought, hey, that's suspicious. But then he also entered the secured area and they did the search and they were like, he doesn't have a gun.
That's suspicious.
They decided to keep an eye on him. It will be okay.
That's weird.
Near the magnetometer area where they're screening people in, he's carrying in his hand a rangefinder. It's a device that looks like a small pair of binoculars, but it's used by shooters to measure the distance when they're setting up a long-distance shot. Because he didn't have a weapon, that would not have prevented him to go through security, but they did flag, what does he have this in his hand for? At that point, they told people, keep an eye on this guy, but then he leaves the secure area, the staging area, and he doesn't turn up again for some...
So he has a magnification device that you put on an AR-15. He disappears. And you're not surprised that he might come back loaded and you're gonna be like, hey, look at him, he came back. Not only with an eye, with a freaking gun. This is not even a joke. This guy had the most easiest reconnaissance mission.
That's diabolical.
There is an eerie moment in here, Aaron, where he's taking the rangefinder and he's looking through it at the counter sniper positions. And one of the counter sniper positions is looking at him through the scope. At this point, there's not a gun in the picture, as I understand it, but they're saying, he's looking at us, looking at him.
Well, let's hear from an expert, ex-Secret Service, Dan Bongino, I believe.
So I was just showing Tucker some material from an unimpeachable source, let's just say, on the matter. That post, according to my source, that roof was supposed to be a police post. It was supposed to be someone there. They're now making up excuses, saying the pitch of the roof. My source says to me, no one knows why the post didn't show up. But so that's a nonsense story they're putting out in the media.
I mean, maybe I cannot blame the FBI because they trusted the police to do something about it. You decided to trust somebody that you thought can do the job that you didn't want to do the effort to keep it secure.
Bullshit.
But guess what? They secured themselves so good, they couldn't even get out to secure the building.
Hit it like you mean it.
had to keep a person secured that was kinda locked into a mini prison, and somebody had a sloped roof that you didn't want to secure that had full view and access to shoot anybody in that mini prison. They have memes about this. That is exactly what happened. It's not like the Secret Service did not ramp up the security because there was a previous assassination possible attempt happening. Okay.
Every element, every part of his, from the intelligence to the counter assault team to the detail agents, the shift agents, I mean every element top to bottom of the advance in the operation was every element increased after you learned of this credible threat.
What we increased was what we felt was appropriate for the former president and for that particular event on that day. We have been increasing the assets and the resources and the staffing that we have been providing to the former president since he was a presidential candidate and then the presumptive nominee.
There is no way you're going to convince me that you raise security by leaving a building without security. How did you ramp up security when the guy could walk 3 hours with a rangefinder and you thought it was not that suspicious and you could keep an eye on him?
Right. Yep. Man, hell no.
Done thousands of advances. I've done thousands of counter sniper operations with our teams in Iraq and Afghanistan, etc. The amount of negligence, the amount of mistakes that was made here, I have a very difficult time not leaning myself towards this was intentional as opposed to fecklessness. Let's just say that it was like, okay, first we want to censor and silence you, then we want to indict and imprison you. Now we're attempting to kill you and take
Whoa. You, let's slow down.
That is a pattern recognition expert. We will never invite you. You will never be invited to CNN. I mean, on himself, he had a remote thing so he can blow his car and his home up, which is kind of suspicious because I'm like, why do you want to blow your car and your home? What about your parents?
Rally shooter Thomas Crook's parents were looking for him in the hours leading up to the shooting. We're now told they eventually called law enforcement to report that Crooks was missing, and they were worried.
But I find it rather weird that the parents were suspicious and they called the cops. I mean, maybe the bombs were a distraction, maybe they would remove certain evidence, maybe he thought he's getting so much help and he's so confident that he can actually go do even more stuff after that mission. There's no motive, no manifesto, no social media presence, no political belief, phone is clean. That's like a 007 agent. It's like the kid never raged in his life ever.
Take a look what happened.
As I said before, he isn't lucky, he is blessed. Because if something might have happened, hey bruh, I think we would be in a whole different situation right now. Now people are complaining that the bandage is too big. Trump's ear bandage was so unnecessary. Now guess what? You opened your mouth and you made a meme a reality.
This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age.
I understand what she means. Both are old and both survive. That is true. But at the same time, one has intention to survive and spread. The other one had intention to delete.
To hear that guy had pointed his rifle before that at a cop. So the cop engaged him. He pointed the rifle and the cop ran away. The guy climbed the roof with a ladder. You can see the ladder. The whole thing is bananas.
Yeah,
He's 20 years old. And then you find out he was in a BlackRock commercial. You're like, is this the Black Mirror? Like, tell me what's going on. Is this real? Is this real? And then Trump goes golfing with a bandage on his ear the next day.
Yeah. And then the putt, when he made the putt.
Jesus
Did you hear his quote?
No.
He said, that's the difference between me and the shooter. I don't miss.
This isn't a real person.
I think Joe Rogan is right. We live in such an inconsistent comedy show. We don't know what the heck is real or not. But for some odd reason, maybe we live such a fake life that the fake life is real, the gaslight is real, and the real life is gaslit and fake. Just don't fake the likes. See you in the next one.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash purple skunk, criollo colombici jam jam, turloqueta verdetta welcome.